Welcome to Late to the Show. I'm your host, Prophet74, and today we have the VIVE Cosmos. If you guys are not familiar with it, it's a new HTC VIVE. We're gonna take a look at it. It's a different model, and it's something that people are unexpectedly getting it because there's a couple of things that you can do with it, and we're gonna go into details of what you can do with it. First, let's open it up and let's talk about it a little bit more. Box is pretty small, and this is kind of like a portable version, but it's not. It's pricey, but there's great plans for this. And right now, there's a lot of complaints about this thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about all the issues that it has and the fixes that you need. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what you get on the box, first of all. Welcome to VIVE, how to set up, download the application, blah, 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 blah. So let's go ahead and put this on the side. Let's talk a little bit about the Cosmos. First of all, the new version of the controllers are totally different, and we're going to compare them with the HTC VIVE controls, the original ones, of course. And they're supposedly they're working on another one. Now, these are actually similar to the Samsungs and to the actual Oculus. You know, they are similar to it. Other than they're a little different because they glow. They turn on all this, of course, and they're not chargeable. These are battery-wise. I mean, you have to. There's no charging station or anything like that, but there's a new thing coming this summer that you're going to be able to do. We're going to talk a little bit more details on it. And if you can see it, the battery cases goes in. Let me see if I can open it up here. They go in here, and it takes 2 AA batteries in this facility here. And so that's another thing, but it's going to drain off. But you know, it's a good thing. You don't have to charge them. You could just, you know, grab yourself battery. But you can, you know, I prefer buying chargeable batteries, maybe having them in handy and just go. It feels a little different. I mean, it has the right and left here, right triggers 1 and 2, moving stations, a button, a menu button in here, A and B button. I don't know if you guys can see A and B button, and this is for the right, of course. And then there's another trigger button here too. And I'm not quite sure of the gestures on this with this controller. It's not going to be able to control that stuff, though. That's more of the handheld, the headset, and we're going to talk about a little bit more. But first of all, let's compare this with the original ones. We're going to compare these with other devices, of course, and we're fortunate to have those devices on hand right now just to demonstrate some of the stuff. So these are the new Cosmos. They're a little bit bulkier than the original, than other ones, but they look a lot nicer, well made. But they just announced other things too, that you're going to be able to use the old controllers as soon as they release a couple attachments for the headset. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So right now, first of all, we're going to compare it with the newest version of the Oculus, of course, S Rift. And here you go, if you guys can see it. Now the Oculus are a lot smaller. They're way smaller than the actual Cosmos. They're half the size almost. You guys can see the ring. They also run on batteries. These two run on batteries. These are a little bit smaller, and they're actually there's no lighting in here. There's like tracking devices, but they do light up when you turn on the batteries. This whole rings actually turns on this side. So these are totally different, but the Oculus ones are really small. If you guys can see and compare it, if you guys ever get your hands on them, they're half of the size, almost half of the size. These are very bulky, you know, but hopefully they're going to be working a little bit well. And we have a lot of issues with it right now. They're testing them out. Other users are saying that you need a lot of light in order for these to be viewed by your headset. So tracking on the headset's not 100% yet there, but these Oculus are a little smaller and they're easier. And of course, every time you have to set them up, you pretty much have to set up your boundaries too. It goes with the both of them. So these are smaller. And we're going to put this Oculus on the side too, and we're going to compare it now with the Samsung Odyssey. And the Samsung Odyssey are huge compared to these, you know. So but the thing I like about the Odyssey, it had this trigger part right here, this sensor, this touch base part that you can move left and right and use this one, and you could use it as a trigger too. And it had another button on the bottom. It has less buttons than the other one, so if you guys could see. So comparing them both, This Odyssey one is a lot larger. And it has a little bit better buttons. I used to like this button actually. It was easier to use. But the new version of the Cosmo is a little bit bulkier, smaller than this one, of course, and it's larger than this one, of course. So smaller than the Odyssey, it's Samsung Odyssey, and bigger than the actually Oculus S Rift. So we're gonna put these on the side, and we're gonna compare with the original controller, the Vive controller. And of course, it's a big difference if you guys could see it. This is a lot bigger, of course, from your hand. So if you put them together side by side, this takes more space, territory space than the other ones. This one has, these are chargeable. These you could charge, recharge. This is not. This is double A batteries. And this is a lot different from, I actually like this one, holding this one better than this one, to be honest with you. This is more like a sword. It kind of feels like a sword than a gun or any lever and stuff. And this is bulkier too. The sensors are a little bit, faded out. You can't see them in there. The buttons are really distant from each other. So this is a lot better. It's a big difference from this controller, of course, So we're gonna do a lot of testing out throughout the days, but today is just an unboxing, and we're gonna compare little different pieces from other versions, other hardware similar to it. So the cheapest one on the market is, of course, the Samsung Odyssey. It's the cheapest one, under $300, even cheaper in some places. But like I said, I had issues with the Odyssey where the actual system wasn't picking up properly. So in vice of headset tracking, I think the newer versions are a lot better, especially the Odyssey, especially the Oculus. It's a lot nicer, it's cleaner, it's lighter. This is a lot lighter than this one, of course. This one only uses one battery, this one uses two batteries. Now in endurance, performance, this is really good. It lasts a long time with charge. It lasts you like a couple, 4 hours, 5-hour charge. They're really nice, but they're bulky, and this sensor is really nice to touch. It doesn't have any of these, don't have that. But like I said, the buttons are a little long distance from each other compared to the new version. So we're gonna take a look at it, and we're gonna look at a little bit more onto the headset now. So let's go ahead and put these on the side, and let's bring the headset. Here's a headset. If you guys can see the headset, it has 6 cameras, of course. Now on the future of this thing is incredible. They're talking about a lot of new changes for this. Right now, what you can see through is 2880 by 1700. That's pretty high. It's the highest resolution from any of these. These are from the ones I just talked to, the Odyssey and the Oculus. This is the best resolution from all of them for your eyes. So now, a lot of different things about it that I love about this thing is that basically when you put it on your head, you can just open it up. You don't have to take it off, or you have to slide it to the side so you can see where you're walking through, or you actually, want to type something in real quick, you want to answer a question, you can do this. This is a plus. This is what brought me to this thing. This is what sold me, actually. So this is a big plus. Now, on top of that, the headsets are a lot better than the other ones, the Oculus. So we're gonna go ahead and open these up. We're gonna do another video and compare both of them, of course. So on this one, the headsets are a lot better than the Oculus, because the Oculus has speakers. These are actually headsets. They're nice and cushy, and they're not speakers, floating free speakers that anybody can hear. This is personally a personal touch here, and lots softer, better quality. If you guys can see it, a lot nicer than. And we're gonna compare in another video, of course. Now, on this comparison, this thing right here, you could do it wirelessly. You can do it wireless. You have to buy the wireless antenna, which is an Intel 1000 megahertz transfer radius, wireless radius transfer. It is $299 the attachment, and if you have the old Oculus, it does work with it, but you have to buy a compatibility kit just to make sure that it fits in there. But it does come with it too, so we're gonna take a look at that too, and we're gonna compare it with other versions that we have in another video too. So on top of this one, the face, this is what people are buying it for. So let me see if I could take out the face. All right, so we took out the faceplate, and the faceplate is covered with a couple of cameras, if you guys can see it. There's 2 cameras, and there's 2 more in here, and there's 2 more on the side of it. Now, this is the greatest thing that I've seen so far. This is pretty much like a Lego. You know, you're gonna buy accessories for this system to do other stuff. So the next version of it in the summer, they're gonna continue with the same version of it, just by adding new devices to it. So in the next version, you could just buy a plate and just put it in there, and you're going to be able to use your same lighthouses that you currently have for the Vive and make it more interactive. Instead of you being tethered by a cable or wireless device, you're going to be able to roam everywhere with the next part of it. And that's set to come on summer, so I can't wait for that to happen. But overall, it's about $600-700 right now. The new Vive games are coming out. All these new games are coming, especially right now. All those people that want to get the new Half-Life VR, this is a perfect time, perfect opportunity. We are going to be playing that tomorrow on another video. I haven't done my green screen for quite a while, but today we're going to bust it out and start playing around with it. So if you guys like what you guys see, let me know. I'm your host, Prophet74, out.